So Brown versus the Board of Education had, in 1954, said that schools were going to desegregate. And really, Catholic schools could have desegregated at any time, but they remained segregated until the period that I'm talking about. So in 1962, and leading up to 1962, the Archbishop said that the Catholic schools were going to desegregate.
That's right. You heard right. Long after the landmark Brown versus Board of Education case, and after Ruby Bridges and 3 other little black girls desegregated the public schools in New Orleans, Catholic schools continued to run a racially segregated school system, separate and unequal.
So in 1962, when it really was imminent that the Catholic schools were finally going to desegregate, my parents hadn't really explained too much to me about it. I was only in first grade. It was a little bit running in the background. If you listen to the news a little bit, even as a first grader, you had some sort of feeling of context, but not really. Those were very sophisticated concepts for a first grader to take in. And so I knew something on September 6th in 1962. I knew something was going on when my father, who was ordinarily at work, he was at home in the morning. We asked him, hey, Daddy, well, why are you home? And he says, can't I take my daughters to school? And so that was the answer. So we got ready for school. And I soon was able to understand why my father brought me to school. Because when we got there was got out of the car and turned the corner to get to my school. I was among 5 children who desegregated my school. And I saw these people standing in front of the school. I didn't really know what that was all about. They were making noise and calling us names, calling us dehumanizing names. I remember specifically someone crying out to a police officer who was there, saying, "Don't let them in." And it dawned on me that they were talking about myself and my sister. But my father just tightened his grip on my hand, and we walked up that sidewalk, that long sidewalk, that gauntlet, and to the gates of the school and through them. It was really scary to see all the people and the hatred on their faces. What I didn't know was that across town, all across New Orleans, that same scene was being played over and over again at all of the Catholic schools that were being desegregated that morning. And children were walking through bitter, boisterous crowds in order to desegregate the schools. I have some pictures of those as well. Here's one, and you can see there's a protester here as the children are walking into the school. And that was how we desegregated the schools.